to baptize.
Praise Allah and we thank Allah. And we ask Allah for His protection from the evil of ourselves and evil of our bad deeds. And dear Muslims, know of a surety that there's none worthy of worship but Allah. And Muhammad ibn Abdul is His slave and messenger. Today is the day that we're going to speak about some things that can prepare us, inshallah. So what I consider to be the most glorious season on earth. The Christians, A'udhu Billah, have a season that they classify as Christmas. And wallahi, it fails miserably in matching our season of Ramadan. The Yehudis have a season of Hanukkah, and it fails miserably in matching the season of Ramadan. The gifts of Ramadan are so special. The virtues that come from the season of Ramadan are some that all of us as Muslims needs to forge ahead, even before it starts. For the Prophet ﷺ, in our authentic hadith, told us that he asked Allah 6 months prior to the coming of Ramadan, "Oh Allah, bless me to be a part of the Ramadan season." And they said that after Ramadan, they begged Allah to bring it back again for the next 6 months. Today, you and I can match that type of spirit. We'll be walking in the footsteps of the Prophet ﷺ and the Salaf. May Allah be pleased with them all.
Amen.
One time, the Prophet ﷺ was given a khutbah. And prior to him stepping on his minbar, he took one step on the minbar and he said, "Ameen." Took the next step on the minbar and he said, "Ameen." Took the next step and he said, "Ameen." So he gave the khutbah, but after the khutbah, brothers and sisters, the Sahaba were really concerned about this Ameen business. So they asked the Prophet ﷺ, what was the Ameen for? He said, Jibril had come to visit me. And he said to me, "Woe unto those who choose not to take care of their mother or father in their elderly age." The Prophet ﷺ said, "Ameen." Jibril then told him, "Woe unto those who choose not to send the salams on the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam when hearing his name." And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Ameen." And then Jibril said this. He said, "Woe unto those who choose not to take full advantages of the merits and the virtues of Ramadan during its season." And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Ameen." Upon hearing this, the Salaf got so petrified and so terrified at the fact that it couldn't be one of them. Now, as you reflect on Abu Bakr, brothers, and Khalid bin Walid, and all of the companions that they were listing, and sisters, while the brothers focus in on them, I want you to focus in on the mothers of the believers hearing this hadith. And ponder over their petrification. As you ponder over theirs, ponder over yours. Are we going to take full advantage of this season that is coming upon us? Because Facebook will still be there. The soccer match between Ghana and Sudan will still be there. The Olympics will be there. Idle talk will be there for those who don't take full advantage of the season of Ramadan. And the Prophet ﷺ said that Jibril said, this comes from Allah, subhanahu, woe unto those who take not full advantage of Ramadan. We live in a society that's gone totally mad. The leaders of the world cannot save themselves. The Prophet ﷺ said, know that we are at the end of times when you see strange weather patterns. 100 degrees in Chicago for 5 straight days. 105 degrees in St. Louis for 4 straight days. 100 degrees right here, trees falling down, lightning, storms coming out of nowhere. Strange weather patterns for you and I as Muslims to see. He then said this. He said, know that we are at the end of times when you see not any of the leaders speaking about the Antichrist. How many of us, Imam, talked about the Antichrist on the khutbahs? When's the last time you heard a khutbah solely on the Antichrist? And then he said this. He said, know that we're at the end of time when you find men obeying their wives. Husbands obeying their wives. Know that we're at the end of times. I counsel couples after couples after couples. And this is a striking, glaring problem. Men obeying their wives. And men abusing their powers in the relationship. We're at the end of time. And if that doesn't light your fire, then your wood is wet. The time is coming. Ramadan is quickly approaching. I had a conversation with my friend's son. We were talking about who he believed was the greatest basketball player of all time. And he told me it was Allen Iverson. He said it was Allen Iverson. I said, Brother Leonard, have you ever heard of Michael Jordan? I said, Allen Iverson's not worthy of lacing up his gym shoes. He said, Abdul Jalil, wallahi, Allen Iverson is the best basketball player that ever played the game. You know, I let him go on. He's younger. 20 years my younger. So I let him go on and on. You all may not have heard Allen Iverson. Played for the Philadelphia 76ers. But I'm going to. He said he could do this, he could do that, he could do this. I let him go on. I said, "Are you finished?" He said, yeah. I said, let me say this. When Allen Iverson came in the league, he was a good jump shooter. When Allen Iverson left the league, he was a good jump shooter. I said, when Allen Iverson came in the league, he was an above average dribbler. That's when Allen Iverson came out of the league. He was above average dribbler. I said, when Allen Iverson came in the league, he was one of the top steal outs. He'd steal the ball. And when he left the league, steal the ball like that. I said, when Michael Jordan came in the league, he couldn't hit that 15-foot turnaround jumper. When he left the league, it was automatic. I said, when Michael Jordan came in the league, he was a marginal defensive player. When he left, he was the best defensive player that ever played the game. I said, when Michael Jordan came in the league, he was somewhat clutch in his shooting. When he left the league, no one was more clutch. I said, you got it. But I'm here to have a nail mosque. Ramadan a year ago, were we making our sunnah prayers? No, let's just start. Ramadan a year ago, were we making our salats? And 1 year later, we're still not making